And we are live, I hope.
Hello.
We are live, I hope. Oh, hold on, let me just...
Hello.
I'm kind of in the Inception world today, which is maybe a little bit of a theme of today's stream, which is that I'm like listening to it at the same time that... And then I've got these different videos playing and all this.
Eric.
And then I've got these different...
videos.
This is chaos. Hold on. This is chaos. Wait, hold on. All of this is chaos. I got to figure out all of this. Chaos. Hold on. This is chaos. Wait, hold on. All of this is chaos. I got to figure out all of this. Hold on. This is chaos. Wait, hold on. All of this is chaos. I got to figure out all of this. Hold on.
Somewhere there is a browser with Twitch playing in it if it's echoing back.
I found it. I think it's better now. Can everybody hear me? Is that better? Does that sound better to everybody? Martin, can you hear me? I can hear you, but now I can't hear you. Now what happened? Oh my God. Yeah, I think we got we got me back, but we lost you somehow. What happened there? Oh boy. Okay, hold on, desktop. All right, we'll get there. Okay, I think you're back, maybe? No, fuck. Oops, shoot. Okay. I am going to have to figure this out. I am sorry. Try that now. Is that better?
Well, hello there.
Oh.
Pete can hear me. He's happy.
Sorry, everybody. Sorry, chat. Sorry, everybody. We, this is going to be the case for a little while. So sorry, rough road. I promised technical difficulties, and I did not lie about that.
I do believe that when we finished last week's stream, I said to you, when it goes wrong, it's always an audio problem. Always, without fail. It's like networking. It's always a DNS problem. With streaming, it's always an audio problem.
Yeah. Well, so chat can know, it's a good setup for the show, because what you got was a little bit of a preview of what we're talking about today, which is my life. So as Martin has said, he's moving on from Slim.AI, and we're very sad and upset about that. And I've learned a lot about streaming. Trust me, there's a lot going on in the background that Martin has taught me and that I've learned, but it's very complex. It's very hard for me to pick up. So Martin's been teaching a lot, and I wanted to reflect back. When I look back to the early streams, it's like we've learned so much about containers together. We've learned so much with the community with us. And so I wanted to go pull in some of the past streams that we've done and go through our kind of top 5 favorite streams, and play some clips. But what happened was I had Twitch on in the background, and so we were getting the echo. And then when I went to look for the Twitch stream, I started clicking on the YouTube tabs that are teed up for these videos that are also me and you talking, and that autoplay on audio. So there was this inception moment of I had 8 different Martins and 8 different Peters and a couple of Big Pods and a couple of Erics talking.
Nobody
and all of this. Yes. But amazing. So your last stream with us, how are you feeling about it?
Yeah, tinged with sadness, although, I've made the effort. So I've got some of the props from past streams, because you said there's 5. I can totally guess which 2 of your favorites are. So I'm interested to see what the other 3 are going to be. So I think I've got next to me a prop from one of those. But I've also got my Slim apparel. So I'm obviously wearing the cap at the moment and the shirt. I have my... I was wearing this on New Year's Day when we were walking along by the beach because it was freezing cold.
Wonderful.
And I don't know if you can see these, but look, I'll just pick them up.
Yeah, I love it.
The OG Cody stickers. So these are the ones from when I first started. And of
Yes.
course, what I'd love to do is show you all of the super cool stickers that Grace has made since
Mhm.
she joined. But of course, I have none of those because those
Oh.
go like hotcakes at the conferences. But if you go to our Discord, Grace has put together a little montage of some of my favorite Codys.
Yes, and actually, those may make some appearance here a bit later as well.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
I actually, I will have to bring in the. I see the prop in the background. That particular one was not one that I featured, though. I do know that
Oh,
there was the precursor of that one, which will be featured, and I have
of
a
course it
prop of
will.
that from my own, of course. But yeah, let's just take a minute. I think a lot of people showed up for today, and very very happy for that. So just want to say hi and welcome to everybody. I saw Mac in there. I see Esme. I see Luke and Phil Clifford, and Power Unit joining us from India. Hello, how are you doing? Welcome. Say hi, throw us a follow. I see our colleagues Aisha. I know Lindsay is in there as well. So a lot of people turning out for this one, and yeah, exciting. Say hi, and if chat has some of their favorite moments that they want us to relive, or if you have questions about containers that we haven't answered yet, last chance to get to Martin on that.
I predict the 5 best audio fails of our live streams coming up.
Yeah, I think I was there for most of them. So, yeah, there's definitely been some audio fails, one or two video fails, a few sharing fails, a lot of container fails. Um, I think there is a lot of fun stuff that we've done on the stream. Um,
Right.
yeah. So for people joining, if you're joining for the first time, this is the Slim.AI Twitch stream. We stream about containers and container optimization and container security. I'm Pieter van Orden. This is Martin Wimpress. Martin started this stream for us and streams himself over at Wimpy World. So if you want Wimpy's World, if you want to continue to follow Martin, make sure you jump over to his stream and give him a follow. You can also in our on our website here, there's a link to our Discord. You can jump into our community Discord that Martin started and founded and really helped grow over the years. And it's a lot of fun stuff that goes on in there. We share a lot of projects and community stuff, and everybody says hi. And we share our favorite swag, our favorite teas, our favorite pizzas. That was the most recent one, pizzas. So yeah, come on by and say hi. So. All right, Martin. So I want to before we jump into the favorite streams of all time, I wanted to kind of go back, like I mentioned, you really founded the community here at Slim. There wasn't a community before you joined. We had our open source community, Slim Toolkit, um, previously named Docker Slim, and yes, I will update the social media tag at some point once I figure out how to do that. Um, but you really began sort of all of the community engagement here at Slim, and you came from a community background at Ubuntu and in previous places. So I wanted to just kind of ask you, reflecting back on your time over the past 2 years, going from 0 to 1 in creating a community, what were some of the things that you learned, or maybe you didn't expect, or that just as you reflect back, what what would you tell people who are building a community from scratch, either for a company or for an open source project that they're working on or something like that?
So I think the first thing that not just I learned, but we learned, because it was not long after I joined that you joined and we
Mhm.
started streaming together. And the assumption that we had both come to is that because of the tooling that we had, we were going to be talking to experts and we needed to pitch the stuff that we were talking about and demoing to expert level audience.
Mhm.
And we very quickly discovered there was a larger audience of people who wanted to
Mhm.
start their journey with containers, and not just our stuff, but understand containers and progress through with best practice,
Mhm.
who were either at early stage career or who were senior architects and developers that just haven't got round
Mhm.
to adding the container skills to their sort of portfolio of knowledge. And so I think I was surprised that we pivoted really quickly to actually targeting well, I think we called it Containers 101. And it was like a 12-week series of start with zero, like what is a container, what is a Docker file, all the way through to Docker Compose and multi-service composition. And I suppose that was the thing I was surprised most about, is that actually you don't always need to think that your audience is, at level 7.
Yeah.
And I was talking to a friend of mine who's recently started in a new position at an organization, and they're figuring out like how to engage their community, and they made the same assumptions and have discovered the exact same things, that
Yeah.
actually the larger audience is those people that want to get started and
Yeah.
get onboarded. So I think that's probably the biggest thing I learned. And I don't think I really knew it before. I've always had the wrong assumption there.
Yeah. So that's actually, we didn't even set this up. This is like going to be like the smoothest stream we've ever had, and it's our last one, and we didn't even try. It's always the case. I think that's the second thing that we learned, right? Which is that YOLO streams, the less preparation you do, usually the better.
Oh yeah,
it turns out, because people like to kind of see where you gaff, which we'll get to later in the stream. But let's try the first kind of favorite moment of mine, and I'll set up this clip a little bit. So this is like an 80s clip show. I wish I had like some 80s stuff going on. But
I can help with that. I have some 80s stuff going on.
Oh my gosh.
I have my Slim.AI socks, but I'm wearing them 1986 style. I've got alternate colors on each foot. So there you go. No problem, Pete.
You are pulling out all of the swag today. So yeah, if people are looking for swag, again, jump into the Discord, connect with us. There's always opportunities to get swag. Sync up with us at events. Lindsay will send out the events that we're going to be at. So I know a couple people are over in Europe and looking to connect with us there. I know we'll be KubeCon Europe. We're going to Cloud Native Security Day. We'll be at Civo Navigate in Florida in early February. That's going to be a really cool conference. So if you'll be at any of those places, pop by the Slim.AI booth, grab some swag. We always have fun stuff. Martin's bringing out the old school cuts, but
yes.
So Danny wants to know if you're wearing Slim undies. I don't know about answering that question. This is a family-friendly show there, Danny. But and Samir says, oh yeah, oh my God, good to see you again. And he wants those, and he's given a shout out to Rockcraft. And I owe Samir an email. He very helpfully connected me to the product managers. He works over at Ubuntu on the Chisel container technology, which is super, super cool stuff. So we're going to get them on stream here sometime in February as well. And hello to Tommy Luco, and hello to Yannick. Welcome. I believe you might even be featured in this next clip that we're about to look. So for those people just joining, we're doing a little clip show of all of our favorite Martin highlight reels over the years. So with that, I'll jump to the first one. So before I start this one, let me, and please don't start auto playing here, guys. Is this the right one? This is the right one. So before I start playing this, there's a couple things that I really love about this clip. Like the first is that this was like the moment in streaming for us that I wasn't sure we were going to keep doing it. We were like, we had done like 5 or 6. You'd had Eric, our podcast. I'm not sure if he's here. You'd had our podcast on with Aisha to talk about our containers. You and I had done a few streams. We'd done a few streams with the founders. And I was like, I don't know, is this like really worth it? Is this worth our time? Are we presenting good content? Do people really like what we're doing? And at the same time, we were like launching the early access product. And so I was like, okay, I'm just going to do this stream with Martin. I was just about to go on vacations. That's like my parents' beach house in the background there. And I was like, really like, if this isn't good, like maybe we just pull the plug on this and we try something else, So that's kind of the setup. So I'm gonna play it. Let me make sure I have the right timestamp here at 1750 is where I wanted. So hopefully the audio comes through, and we'll just listen to a little bit. But
what we're doing. So we did get some feedback. So let me just scroll back up here. So first of all, Eric, who goes by our podcast, said it's probably a bit niche, but I'd like to hear about best practices with managing environment variables to inject into Docker files and Docker Compose manifests. Okay, thanks very much. We'll add that to
I don't think that's niche at all. I think we get that question a lot. Yeah. if you look in the, some of the profiling that we've done on the containers is to show environment variables. And I know that's kind of a common pain point along with security, secrets and stuff like that. I know that's something that people say, yeah, we can definitely do a show on that. That would be great. So.
Right. And then Yannick, who goes by French Guy CH, says, so what I'd like to know is really, how does a container work? What's the difference with a VM? Can I have an ARM container on an x86 host? How do I create a simple container from scratch? Okay, so there's a few things there, and we can definitely break some of those down in more detail in a future episode, because I think starting with what is a container, how is it different from a VM, and how do I make a really simple container, maybe we can go back to something even simpler than we've used in the past and really sort of just put the 3 lines in we need to make a container before we get into the how you make a good container, just make the absolute bare bones.
I'm just going to jump ahead for a second. That's some of the feedback that we were getting, right, and then I just want to play one other bit.
I'm just looking through the rest. Thank you, Eric, for the details about Singularity.
I was going to say for community tea time, Monica and Yannick, I love the idea of an intro to containers. I mean, I think that would be a really cool thing to do. We could start with a specific language, or we could just build something from scratch and kind of walk through it from that. Maybe we. So I'll stop there and I'll bring us back. And I think maybe I didn't quite do the audio, so let me see if I can get rid of the kind of Spotify music audio, but. So Martin, do you remember that stream? And I think you were just kind of talking about the ideas to do that Containers 101 actually came from everybody here and the community. And I was so wowed by the feedback, and there were new people in there and they were giving us ideas. And from there I was like, okay, this makes sense. And you and I jumped off stream right after that, and we were brainstorming and we said, oh my gosh, here's what we're going to do from going forward. And that's what you're just talking about.
Here's the next, as it turned out, I think it was about the next dozen streams maybe. We think we had some other stuff shoved in between, but we had quite a bunch of episodes around that. And that's, I suppose, where you have to sort of use the barometer of the community to give you a steer as to what they're there for, what they want to learn, what they want to learn about, what they want to quiz you about. And of course you do that. We did that first one and we thought we knew what the path was going to be, but even that changed a little bit as we went along.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the next one, and give me a shout if the audio is getting a little funky here. I think I figured out the kind of the issues that I was having with the Spotify there, hopefully, but let me know if that's not coming through for you guys or if it's annoying. But let's go to the next one. So speaking of, and this is the one that everybody loves, of course, right? So this was number 6 in the Containers 101 planning. And I just want you to know, Martin, I in honor of you, I did bring my own eye patch for today, just for you. This was our Cursed Containers Halloween show coming in.
Hello and welcome to this SlimDevOps episode 23, a Halloween special, no less.
Arrgh.
oh yeah, hang on, I can. So I think you're going to have to give this some setup, Pete. Why on earth are we dressed like pirates today?
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. I dress like this every Thursday. Well, so the only adult costume that was left at Target last night, for me at least, was the pirate hat. So while I was going to do a Frankenstein type thing for our Cursed Container special, we turned into pirates, and cursed pirates, no less. So, Martin, why are you dressed as a pirate?
Because you told me to. I'm having words with HR tomorrow. Data, but
so pretty fun. Thank you for going along with it. We did do the follow-up stream, I think, which is where your prop is from that you have there. But I just think this was like the first time that we really had like a lot of like fun on stream. Before that, we were kind of talking about websites we built and all of that. And this was sort of the first kind of goofball one that came up. Maybe not the first, but at least it was one of the most fun ones in the beginning. I'll kind of come back here. So, um, yeah, that was an interesting one. I think the community really liked it, but it was also useful. I think the back half of that clip I was going to show, but I won't. Is we were actually debugging containers, and we hid things like Freddy Krueger in the container, and we hid different curses there. And you did a remarkable job of getting through that. So.
So it's interesting. Yes, we did have fun on that. So last night I was going through the archive of our live streams
Mhm.
on YouTube because they all make their way to YouTube, which is where you're playing them back from. And I was just sort of, tidying up a few bits and pieces. But what I noticed is I was looking through the thumbnails, and YouTube automatically generates 3 thumbnails for each video you upload. And we've never sort of curated thumbnails for our videos. And because we play sort of 5 or 6 music from our jukebox at the start of the stream whilst we send out the notifications, there's only like 2 thumbnails per stream that YouTube picks as possibles, and in every single one of them, it doesn't matter who's presenting and who's on stream, it is always smiley faces, often
Yeah,
laughing.
yeah.
And I just think we've had a lot of fun doing this because every single thumbnail is happy smiley laughing
Yeah,
faces.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, that is true. And actually, to be fair, at Slim.AI, we always thought you were individually picking those and screen capping those. We were like,
No.
Martin's really good at picking those thumbnails. We always look like we're having so much fun. So
Yeah, no, that's maybe it's AI. Maybe AI knows what a happy smiley face looks like, and it picks those. But I don't think so because it always picks one from that like intro piece, which of course we never use.
um, nice. Well, cool. Yeah, exactly right. So we have a couple of new people joining. We have Graham, who is just asking about big news, and yes, the big news on our side is that Wimpy is moving on from some AI, and we're wishing him well. We've really had a lot of fun working with him, and Esme says we're trying to embarrass you. So if people have embarrassing Wimpy stories,
Oh gosh, no, don't encourage that.
now's the time for it. Tommy says, my audio might be out of sync with the video feed. I think that was a complaint we had last time. So he says it's not bad, but let me see if I can work on that for next time. Thanks, Tommy, for letting me know on that. And yeah, then a pretty good discussion going on about Chisel and Rockcraft in the chat. So a lot of Ubuntu folks here as well. So um, yeah. That actually kind of tees up the next clip pretty well. And I forget exactly what my thought was on this one, but let's play it and we'll see what what that one says. So let me grab that and cool. And I'll bump back over here. So in this one, a little bit of setup. Martin, do you want to set this one up? Like this was one that you just came up with and was like, I think one thing that we should admit to people right now. I'm gonna make us admit one thing because I think it makes this clip much more impressive, which is that the cursed container stream we had planned. We did a run through of it ahead of time. It looked really smooth, and we solved everything in the container because we had practiced it. And that was the one time that practicing actually worked in our favor. I think every other time we practiced something, it just fell apart. But this one, you YOLO'd this stream. You didn't do any practice on this one, and you just kind of had this random idea. So talk, set this clip up. What was the idea? What did you do?
So it wasn't an entirely a random idea. I saw that Kelsey Hightower had tweeted and basically said, everybody knows I'm team from scratch, sort of mocking people that use base images. So I replied and said, right, we're going to do a live stream. How hard can it be? We're going to make our own from scratch base image. And that was the idea. And I suppose this was the first of those. Literally, we've now got this term, the how hard can it be department, and we do them periodically. And the whole point is they are unplanned. And my pitch for these sorts of ideas, and if Primosh is in the chat with us, I think he's been on the receiving end of more of these than anyone, is it's okay to fail because it's the manner in which you recover from the failure that makes it interesting and you learn the most from it. So they are deliberately designed to be fail conditions in order to provoke a learning opportunity. And what's really good is quite often the community in chat have lots of, well, either support and good wishes or useful advice to actually dig you out of the hole that you found yourself in.
Yes. Excellent. Yeah, I think that sets this one up really well. And I just want to say, we do have one of these coming up, and I think I might be volunteering Big Pod for it right now, but I'm going to ask Big Pod to join me on stream 2 weeks from today, and we're going to do a how hard can it be comparing vulnerability scanners. We're basically going to take our
Oh my gosh,
platform.
that's really hard.
Yeah, yeah. We're going to take one container. We're going to scan it for vulnerabilities using the Slim SaaS platform using multiple tools. And then we're going to go through and dig through the actual CVEs to find out like why one CVE might be critical and according to this scanner, why it might be medium according to this scanner. Really dig into the information, see if we can find the actual files and all of that, and kind of do an investigation there. So Big Pod, if you're up for that, I would love for you to join me on that. And if you're not up for that, let's find something that you are up for, and we'll do another YOLO stream. But yeah, let's tee this one up. So I forget exactly where we are in the stream, but I believe
Base
this
image.
is
I think that
success.
means for the comparison's sake.
Right.
Is that what you're talking about? Yeah.
Well, I'm just thinking.
Yeah,
Well,
I
so
think
we
we
have
figured it out
actually done what we set out to do.
Yeah.
How big is it? 189 megabytes. So that's 50 something megabytes bigger than I think we had using the Python base image.
Sure.
It was about 133. But it seems to me that this is where we lost the race, because we're starting from a position of being twice the size. So
Oh, okay. So that none image down there, that's what Phil meant about that retagging the base image.
Yeah.
That's the image. That was the original one that we built, and that was 142.
I'll stop it there. I think what we go on. I think Phil Clifford is in that one with us, helping us debug the from scratch image, and then what we go on to do is run it through Docker Slim, the open source project, and show that even building something from scratch, you can still slim the image down a
Right.
bit. So that was really successful. We kind of like almost look like we know what we're talking about in that stream.
Sometimes we actually, we could be quite convincing.
And usually it's chat that's kind of filling us in. Yeah, I'll
Yes.
take an additional minute to thank. Yeah, Phil's always been really helpful. He's won a bunch of swag from us just for coming up with the right answers to different things. I know that Danny really helps us out all the time. Danny knows a ton of container tools. Big Pod, obviously. Yannick helps with questions and all of that, and Eric's always helping. So yeah, big shout out to everybody in chat. And yeah, Mac is always like throwing his hat in the ring whenever we want to do some crazy project, and spins up a GitHub repo before we get off stream. So yeah, thanks everybody for being on stream and helping us out. So yeah, so I'm kind of curious, like kind of thinking back, like what have been some of your favorite streams, Martin, or what have been some of your favorite things that we've like built on stream?
Well, what we've built on stream, we've built lots of stuff on stream, actually. I think the ones that I've enjoyed the most, I'm just looking at the thumbnails now so I can see a few of them. So when we had Evan from our engineering team on, who basically schooled us, because I think at this point we had been building a Nuxt.js app, which, if you missed it, best web application in the world ever. The inspiration for 1,000 internet memes, I'll have you know. But we we bumped into a couple of hurdles, and we had Evan come on in the middle of that, who really showed us how it should be done. And it's great having experts on tap to do that. And Ian Juma, also from the engineering team, came on and showed us like, this is how you really do go in containers. So those ones, and then we've had external contributors. So we've had Brendan from GitLab on, who told us all about container CI/CD pipelines and workflows in GitLab. We had Joseph on, who is also on our engineering team and explained the whole inception of the Slim.AI Docker desktop extension. We've had Eric on from Sneak to talk about vulnerability scanning, and of course we've alluded to it, but Big Pod, I think next to you, Pete, has been on stream more than anyone else, and he started coming on stream as a community contributor and subsequently one of our colleagues at Slim. So I think some of my favorites are the ones where we've had experts on to really show us like cool stuff. Those are definitely some of my favorites.
Yeah. Well, and that tees up my number 4, I believe. And these aren't necessarily in order. I did them kind of chronologically. I think, everybody would say Curse Containers is a favorite, but this is actually, I believe this is Big Pod's first stream with us while we're on staff. Well, when he joined on staff, and he's helping us debug our amazing, the world's best Nuxt photo app that's ever happened, and we get a little assist from the crowd here. So
we at least now know the images things there. Might get an error. Oh, it's all working now. Oh no, backend exited again. I'm just kind of curious.
I guess it only checks for it ready.
Oh yeah.
Which is
it is. It's on that connection is refused, so it's still just like waiting for that thing to come up. So we got to figure out how we kind of delay that. And I wonder if we just change the order of containers, if that would matter. Docker container.
No, as far as I know, it wouldn't.
Oh, I remember this.
All right, so that one, what? Nope, that did not start running again.
Can you check the logs for PGDB?
We struggled. This was uncomfortable for me, just to be clear. I was really struggling during this stream.
Oh, images already exist. So yeah, we need to kind of update that app.
That's because
this was the end of this series.
It's good news at least, yeah.
Good news, something's happened.
Yeah. Who are the SQL experts here? Can we do does that work?
That should work.
Okay. So we do create if not exists for that database table, and then
and whilst that's building, Mindy is being a mine of information here, so they've got some advice here on how you actually handle the correct sort of initialization of a database as per the entry point that's documented in the Postgres Docker.
So I'll pause there and just want to say that chat always comes to the rescue. Chat is amazing. Chat always comes to the rescue, and Mindy saved my life there. And basically the feedback was read the docs. Just read the docs. Just go ahead and read the docs. But it is nice. I think some of my favorite moments, like you were saying, Martin, have been just debugging things together, kind of pair programming, Big Pod comes on or you and I work through something, and we really learn a lot together doing that. So I think that's been really, really great.
Yeah, it's great when there's when there's 2 or more of us and we equal a sum greater than our individual parts, make one good person.
We have a couple people sharing a few fun wimpy stories. So how hard can it be? Famous last words, according to Yannick. We're going to play Hotshot Racing and stream 4 videos from people all around the world. How hard can that be? I think that's did you guys do that over on Wimpy's World? Is that where that stream was taking place?
Turns out it's so hard you can kill a Threadripper and an NVIDIA 3090 GPU trying to do that.
Some melted
harder
machines.
Than you think, it turns out.
Oh man. Nice. And Tommy says Big Pod is always helpful. We agree with that, certainly. Danny says, did I miss a call out? I just wanted to get my nail polish remover. Yes, Danny, we were singing your praises for all the help that you've given us on stream to date. Container expert. Yannick says yes.
And also as a judge in our hackathon as well.
Yes, and as a judge in our hackathon as well. Yeah, I didn't have videos for some of the more recent ones. I mean, I think the hackathon one was really, really fun. And so for people who are joining and maybe want to get involved with Slim.AI and kind of stay closer, we're going to run another hackathon next year. Lindsay's kind of putting some thought towards that. So if you come to Slim.AI and check our Discord, drop into our Discord, you'll get all the information that you need out of that.
I think you took a step back into 2022 there and said next year. I think you mean this year, do you?
This year, right, this year. Yeah, I haven't quite caught up. I don't know about you guys. It's been kind of a rough
it's
start
tricky,
to the year
isn't
for
it? I
me.
still keep writing the wrong year down on pieces of paper.
Amazing. And Yannick says, over engineering all of the things. And yeah, that's our mantra around here. Let's over engineer everything. Yeah. So. And Aisha says, learning in public is both brave and fun indeed. Yeah, we've had a lot of fun doing it. So, cool. All right. Well, I have one more clip to play, and then I will open up the floor to everybody else. I think there's probably one main reason that I want to share this clip, which is that you're rocking the new swag. No, I really wish I had. When you joined joined the stream, I was like, oh man, I got to get some swag out. But yeah, we needed some new swag. So I mean, in this clip, we have our brand new background and backdrop that our colleague Grace made for us, and this stream got all kinds of professional, like real quick. Gone were the sets that you and I had maybe slapped together or put together, and I gotta say,
with crayons and bits of sticky tape.
yeah, whatever default font we could find, and yeah, and it's really gotten quite a bit better. It's been a lot of fun, and I just want to say thanks, Martin, for setting up the OBS. So Yannick, French guy in chat, and Martin work on a project together called OBS Portable, which we use at Slim, and we use that to kind of move the scene. So as we were transitioning the stream to me, it made it a lot easier. We kind of were able to keep a lot of the stuff. I still haven't figured out things like the rounded corners, and got a little bit of audio to work on, obviously. But that's been a really cool project, and that's actually helped us kind of create some continuity in the Twitch stream, like really, really well. So just want to say thanks. It's a really robust setup. So. And
Danny has had a hand in that as well.
Oh, okay.
Automating it all in GitHub Actions.
Nice. Well, let's play this one. This might be one of the smoothest ones that we have.
Eric has a comment here. So Eric says, I use a Docker suite of containers for my system setup, and I often have to restart them to ensure the API is online for OBS. That would be a fun deep dive in the future. Including putting OBS inside a Docker container. I did start doing that. I started to hate my life a little bit, but it was possible to get the get the basics going. Right, so we've got this running, and hopefully it's up and running. So if I do a docker ps-a, we should see we've got a bunch of containers running on different ports. So here we've got the back end running on port 5000, we've got the front end on 3000, the database server, and then our proxy on port 80. So if we head over to a web browser here, we should be able to go to example.local. I will probably have to be explicit on the protocol. And there is your application running on example.local.
Cool.
So here's the carousel. I don't have the images, of course, because
we never have the images for the photo app, but that is the most beautiful photo app in the world. If anybody needed to see it, I actually tried to spin it up for this stream and didn't quite get successful with it. So I think we have some dependency management and some updating of the GitHub repo that we need to do. PR's open, so. But yeah, so it feels like, do you feel like the stream, like you've gotten more adept at kind of containers in your time here? Do you feel like you're more comfortable kind of streaming them?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, coming into Slim, in fact, at the weekend, I was looking back at some documents from a past job when I first got introduced to Docker. And that was in 2015. And there we'd got some technical docs there about how we set that up, and we were transitioning from OpenVZ, if anyone remembers that, like the proto container stuff. And then I kind of didn't really do anything with Docker from then until I joined Slim, because I was working with other container technologies, because the container landscape is vast. And so coming into it, I felt a little bit like, oh my gosh, I've got such a lot to learn, because like 6 years have elapsed or something, and I've really not done a whole lot with Docker. I can find my way around a Docker file and I know what it is and what it does, but I'm not expert. And so I feel like I've attained some next level currency in Docker skills particularly, and also seen just how similar all of these tools are. And there's a little bit of, I think, within the industry, that you always need to guard against monoculture, but there's a little bit of wheel reinventing going on in lots of places.
Nice. Yeah. I think that's true. It's interesting to be in the container space now. We were just at like KubeCon last year, and there's just like so many things that are happening all the time. Chisel and Rockcraft, like Samir works on, everything with the Acorn images, the chain guard images, what we're doing at Slim. The big guys have, different container things going on. AWS Finch, it's kind of a cool little project. Docker has a lot going on. Docker's doing all the WASM stuff now. So yeah, we'll be covering some of that stuff on the stream going forward. We're going to continue to have guests, and I'm going to try to get some WASM people on next. We're going to have the Chisel folks on, of course, and we'll be looking to connect with some other container experts who are going to help us kind of like better understand like all the current stuff that's happening. And we're also going to circle back on the Containers 101 stuff. So I think we want to go back. We're doing a pretty cool like Circle CI demo right now. So people who follow our GitHub repo, which you can find at GitHub/SlimDevOps. There's an orb demo in there right now. We'll be demoing that on the stream pretty soon. We're just kind of putting the final polishes on what the orb actually is and working with Circle CI to make that work. But that's going to be a really cool one. See a few chats. WSL Corsair says Wimpy is now just showing off the swag. Better see both your faces in Amsterdam in April, and you definitely will mine. So, would love to connect with you. I'll be at the Slim.AI booth.
Possible.
Yeah, we're hoping to see Martin there too. So maybe we'll sponsor you a ticket if you're still on the freelance market and you need some sponsorship. We'll do a reunion tour. So very cool. Super cool. And then who else? So let's see. Esme says, I need to make a conference someday. Thought I'd make it to KubeCon EU, but it's busy time at work. Oh, Esme, that's a bummer. But hopefully we can see it one pretty soon. So
well, Esme, I know you won't, but don't be a stranger. Keep us all informed as to your whereabouts if you're going to any conferences, because we'd absolutely love to stop and say hello and buy you a cup of tea or something.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And Nuno says Finch is like Kalima and Rancher desktop for Mac. Yeah, I need to get into Rancher. I haven't done a lot on Rancher. Nuno, if you want to come on stream and do some Rancher stuff, I would love to. I'd love to do that. Let's connect on that. I would love to kind of see what you got going. I've watched your stream a couple times. It's always really, really fun, interesting stuff. So let's do it. And Danny says WASM containers are intriguing. I'm especially interested in how they're run under the hood, i.e. are we relying on the WSI sandbox to contain the app, or general containerization primitives also in play, C groups namespaces at all? Yeah, Danny, I'm gonna try my KubeCon friend and just kind of, I don't know, homegirl Bailey Hayes is a WASM expert, and she's super awesome, really, really knowledgeable. She's a director of engineering over at Cosmonic, which is one of the kind of two big WASM companies that are out there now, Cosmonic and Fermion. So I'm going to get her to come on stream. Haven't lined up dates, but she agreed to it at KubeCon. I'm going to hold her to it. So yeah, we'll do some more stuff there. So yeah, Martin, what's on your radar? What are you planning here for the next little bit? I mean, I won't ask you to divulge any secrets or anything, but
just gonna take a brief pause to catch my breath, and I will be streaming again on my own channel.
Nice.
And Tommy, you want to look out for that. that thing I've been saying I was gonna do for a whole year and never did. I'm gonna start doing that probably tomorrow. So stay alert. So I'm going to be doing some new stuff over there. And then, yes, I imagine that I will hopefully see my colleagues at Slim at conferences in the forthcoming year. Going to take a short break, and then I'll be back in amongst it somewhere doing something, hopefully. So,
Nice.
come and find me in all the usual places, and you'll catch on to that at some point.
Nice. Yeah, well, awesome. Looking forward to that. And like we said, over at Wimpy's World, that's where Martin streams, and we can never line up the times. We'll come over and raid you and vice versa and all that kind of stuff. Tommy says, so I guess I have to come say hi if my employer sends me to KubeCon. Absolutely. Love to meet you, Tommy. If you want to come by and get some swag, you don't even need to say hi. We could just come up with like a symbol, like 2 W's or something, like Wimpy's World, and then we know it's you, and then we'll just get you all the swag, and then you can
Hey, Pete, I like what you're coming up with here. This is...
Yeah. I mean, if we could do like a Slim.AI Twitch stream, like hand signal, kind of like language, I think that would be really cool for conferences.
What, semaphore? We'll do one in semaphore.
Semaphore. There we go. Yes. I like that. The sign. Yeah. WWs. That's the first one. That means you're part of the crew.
You either know it or you don't.
Yeah, exactly.
If somebody just looks at you like, what the heck, then move on. They don't know what the sign is. It's no good talking to them.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, you don't know. Yeah, no, okay, yeah. Yeah, well, absolutely. Would love to see everybody at KubeCon. Lindsay, if you guys drop into the Discord, a lot of you are already in there, but Lindsay will be updating, kind of our plans. We did actually a pretty cool little like party at the last KubeCon. I think at KubeCon EU, we're going to try to team up with some friends, different companies to kind of do a little happy hour or something, just get together. So, keep an eye out for that. Obviously, you're all invited, and we can get you guys all the swag that you want. So, yeah, cool. Well, let's throw it to chat. I'm wondering if anybody in chat, like, what were some of your favorite moments on stream? If anybody has memories they want to share of Wimpy, we'll wrap up here in about 7 minutes, get everybody out of here. But if anybody has favorite moments or they have questions for Wimpy about his time at Slim.AI, nothing about like what it's like to work with me, because it's awesome. But
it's wonderful working with Pete. In fact, that's a good opportunity. Whilst you're thinking of your questions, it's a great opportunity for me to say thanks, Pete, for being my crutch and my wingman for for 63 episodes of live streaming or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Thank you also to the rest of the team at Slim.AI. You've been amazing to work with. I don't need to wish you every success for the future, because I know you're well positioned to be successful. You're an amazing bunch of people. You've got an excellent product, and it's very much of the now. So I shall be watching from the sidelines and cheering you on as you progress and succeed at what you're doing. So I look forward to seeing what you do next.
Nice. Yeah. Well, just know that the feeling is very mutual from the Slim.AI team. We've really loved working with you. I personally have learned a ton of stuff from you. I just couldn't thank you enough, and it's been really fun being your wingman, tagging along. I never thought anybody would ever let me code in public, and you really pushed me over the edge to actually do that. And now I've even been streaming on my own, so like it's really been quite a moment, and thank you for everything. It's really, we couldn't have...
Maybe I should have dragged out one of my reels, because I went through all of the recorded live streams last night to make sure there weren't any missing, and I found I didn't even remember we did this, but we have a pilot episode that we never streamed.
right. Oh yeah. Well,
so we never streamed it, and it was like 20 minutes, and it was just us basically. Well, we didn't know each other. It was basically us just like going through the motions.
Totally.
Figuring out how we're going to do this.
Yeah, because even when we started streaming, we'd only worked together for a couple months, and it was like remote,
well, not
and
even,
COVID and
really,
all that.
Because I think you joined a couple of 3 weeks after me, and we streamed on like your second week, maybe my fourth or something.
Yeah.
So we didn't know each other, but we got there quite quickly. I think. I mean, maybe the viewers are a better judge, but I feel like we established a pretty decent rapport quite quickly.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I think like following your lead has always been been what I've tried to do, and you're patient enough with crazy ideas of mine to make them come through and think on your feet really fast.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that HR complaint about the Halloween stream never came to anything. There we go.
bring it up at your exit interview, and so, yeah. But great. Well, with that, I will say, let's see. I think it's a recurring thing with you, Wimpy. Once you cross this path, you end up streaming in one form or another. Yes, Yannick. For people who like doing Flutter apps and really kind of front-endy stuff, follow French guy CH over there. He's got a great stream himself. Yannick, have you been streaming recently? I haven't seen you around, but I haven't been paying a lot of attention. So would love to see you soon. Code Steven says, will there be cookies and tea at future streams? Absolutely.
Someone knows their memes. Well done.
Yes. Good memes. It's a Starbucks mug, but tea. So
yes. Also tea.
Yeah. No cookies, beginning of the year. I've been trying to slow down on the sugar, but
yeah, also. But yeah, I'll go and raid the cookie jar later. Everyone's out, so I'll get away with it this evening.
Yeah, we deserve it. So all right. So Tommy says, I mean, if you hated Wimpy, I'm sure you wouldn't have a goodbye stream and vice versa. Exactly right. So yeah, I mean, we're gonna hope. I know Wimpy's gonna get busy over time, so we won't see you as much in the Discord channel, but would love to get updates on what you're working on in our Discord as well. So.
I will retain my account in the Slim.AI community Discord channel. So yes, I will still be there.
Okay. Excellent. Yeah. Yannick asks, is that a Long Island iced tea? Yeah, that's for 4 p.m.
No,
this
is the other favorite of mine. This is English breakfast tea, a tea for all times of day.
Graham says, this feels like a so long and thanks for all the fish moment. That is a great reference. A Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, right? Yeah, nice. Wow. Yes.
Yeah.
Wimpy, thanks so long and thanks for the fish. Thanks for the fish shell recommendations.
Well, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Nice. Well, I will share one last thing as we go to sign off, but I think people saw this in the Discord if you were in the Discord, but our team made this for you specially. So Grace on our team makes all of these. Cody is our logo for people who haven't seen them before, and we get different flavors of Cody. We get different during Star Wars. It kind of started with May the 4th last year. I believe Wimpy put Grace up to doing a May the 4th.
I didn't even. I think I posted a photo of my office with the other office with all of the Star Wars paraphernalia, and then hours later, all of these Star Wars themed Codys appear in the channel, and I'm just like, I've been seen.
Yeah.
So thank you, Grace. That was a high point, definitely. Great. And now all three of them are there. There we go. We've got the baby Yoda, and we've got the lightsaber Cody and Darth Cody in there.
Yeah.
And all of my favorite programming languages, I believe, Bash, Flutter, and Python.
Nice. Yep, exactly. So yeah, Mindy says, I still use ZSH. Who would have thought? I do too, Mindy. So yeah, we're on the same page there. Danny says, what happens in Seattle stays in Seattle. I think that might be a reference to, is that a reference to Cloud Native Security Con coming up?
No, it's best we don't talk about that, because we don't talk about what happened in 2018 in Seattle. Danny was there and has probably got the photos to damn me.
Okay.
I may have hit the wall. I may have found what the human limit of Long Island iced tea looks like.
Yes. I at Open Source Summit, Kit Marker, frequent guest of the show, John, Jillian, and myself may have had a similar experience at Open Source Summit at a particular Seattle hotel bar. So aware. Okay, got it. So we won't ask about that one. French guy says, love the Darth Vader one. Yes, and so these are our a lot of the swag, a lot of our stickers are actually based on these. So we have the programming language ones like Python, and that we can't print the Star Wars ones. Lindsay gets a little upset when we incur trademark violations. So we try not to print those. We don't promote those, but
They are
yes,
available in the Discord server though,
are available in the
emotes.
Discord
Yes.
till we get our cease and desist letter. But yeah, so yeah, drop by anytime to see us at conferences, and we can get you guys some Cody stickers. But yeah, Martin, just wanted to say thanks again. Thanks everybody to the community. One last thing, I guess, is so next week, so the stream goes on. I won't have Martin here to help, so hopefully I'll get the audio visual stuff figured out by then, and Steven's going to join, and we are actually going to do a pretty fun little stream. It'll be what could go wrong. We're going to do slimming a WordPress container, which is pretty fun. Like over 1 billion downloads of the WordPress container. A lot of people use that for their CMS. It is a little bit old school, so we expect to encounter some janky problems and stuff like that, and Steven will be on streaming with us. And then, like I said, the following week, hopefully Big Pod and I will be going over some container vulnerability stuff. So please keep joining. And yeah, hopefully, Martin, wherever you land at your next thing too, maybe there's a way for us to work together and bring you back on stream with us. So
I'd love to. Yes, if there's an opportunity for that, I'd absolutely love to.
Cool. Awesome. Well, Grace says, going to miss having you on the team for all the great Cody inspiration. So I know Grace is going to miss you as well for all of those. Mindy says, Esme says, Starship is the best ship. Mindy says, isn't it also Linux Unplugged Cody January or something? I'm not sure. Do you know about that Linux Unplugged Cody?
I used to be involved in Linux Unplugged, but not these days. So I'm not up to speed with what their current events might be, unfortunately.
Okay. Oh, and Danny says, I know WordPress and I also know how to containerize it. So Danny,
yeah. Yes, Danny is a WordPress super expert.
Okay. All right. We need...
Danny, you can heckle from the sidelines next week.
Yeah, Danny, you get to choose whether to be good or evil next week. I guess you can either help or lead us as lead us.
Danny, I'll come round and help you with your black and purple nail polish. You can totally go evil, I think.
Yes. Mindy says, thanks for your work at Slim, Martin. Good luck with the new adventure. Esme says, legacy problems, have fun. French guy says, WordPress is awesome. And Danny says they plan to, so she plans to. And Lindsay says, we will miss you, Martin. I will miss the infamous bye my for now sign off in meetings. So that might be actually a good cue. Do you want to give us a final bye-bye for now on the Slim.AI stream?
Yeah, bye-bye for now. Thank you all for coming.
All right. Thanks, everybody.